whatever it is, wherever you are. So, I'm going to deal with this. We're going to need to update mod info and hack it so that the game will load it. Which means I'm probably going to have to go into here and reload. Has to be installed. Okay, local file system. Actually, it's not seeing the other one, so I guess I don't even have the regular one installed. I should probably check. Okay, currently off. This is in theory the one that would be doing things. So I guess we can go ahead and see if it triggers easily. Is that you? I got a bunch of these sitting around. Well, not too many. Well, that's not great by itself, but it's not the error we were looking for. So this is not necessarily the map packs. And actually this is... Probably don't... Yeah, we don't need this if we're reloading every time. Is this interruptible? Well, it's still loading. Well, that might be it. It's template builder mine. Radius, planet.radius. Well, if it's a get random int on radius, so planet. Oh, yeah, from random list. Oh, so it's a from random list of planets. Well, it might not actually be too bad. Okay, so there's is explicit, is explicit. So it should handle that. Plant. Alright, it's an array with 4 elements. How does the base game do the random selection here? Actually, we've got... Oh, we have a get random int. I mean, it still probably wouldn't hurt to reference that. Don't have a convenient file, because I'm going to actually need stuff from all over here. Okay, so they do the example planet. So their examples planets are explicit and from random list. Planet 1, Planet 2 is explicit false. Ooh. From random list and then override biome scale? Yeah, now you see... Oh, what we're doing a planet template. Which has all of this stuff. Right, so template, and then we're using all this stuff, but it's assuming that all of these things are defined. So what are... Well, these are so far all explicit. And this is why I didn't implement this before. CSys planets. An array of arrays. Oh, maybe the from random list is the inner array? Oh, if is array. Wait, this is from planet list. What's from planet list? That looks like a typo. If is array from random list. From planet list. Planet list empty. If is array else from random list dot planets. Oh, okay. Yep, it is from random list dot planets. Yeah, this is going through all of the properties. Not really checking if they exist. Maybe if they were non-explicit templates, then that would override the property. Yeah, so I'm not really... I guess I don't know how this is used. So far, we've only run into a single instance. Let's do something similar and then see how often this comes up. Okay. It does come up a bit. So this looks like it's variations of the hive. Let's put an extra step in here. And actually, what we really want to do is say if this is true, does that work into an explicit function? The hive, outpost, hive sentry, minied. Weird. So this looks like several rebuilds of the same thing. Oh. And a new error. But what I'm seeing is it's not like there's actually really... We're not seeing the same template multiple times, and we're not... I mean, so they're all just variations of a single system. All right, so GW Teams is not me. BP to O. We need to have a generator assigned, huh? Okay. So Planet Template has a generator for all of that stuff. And generator gets that attribute. The explicit planets... It actually looks like the generator, not the... What's the template look like? Position velocity. Well, you've got velocity. In a different format. Maybe what I need, well, one thing, because these happen to be explicit planets, but you do have a generator. Well, that one has a generator. I don't think that's going to change that result. Well, really? Well, that's of defined. So somehow you picked the wrong thing. What did you pick? What were you picking out of? Hive Sentry is explicit. Oh, you probably need to be length -1, don't you? Somehow we just never hit that before. Let's see, is that why we got that other error message? I'm just looking at generator of undefined. Farther down the stream after we return to null. Seems to be. So I don't know which actual systems those are. Oh, oops. That was probably unobservable.
Galactic map online.
Yep. Okay, they're not selectable. Okay, so, all right, we have to do this. Wait. Didn't you just fix that? Oh, maybe it's for some, maybe it's for other texts. Okay, so you actually have somebody there. Huh. You're still like neutral, but anyway, man, I can't examine things without. Maybe if I. So I would have, but I can't even select them. We've got teleport and we've got win, but doesn't seem to be any possible to select.
Enemy commander detected.
Maybe I have to teleport and then I can... Aww. Yeah, this system probably hasn't been used in a long time. Oh. Right, we had nothing selected. Now that's cluster. Are you the hive?
Hostile commander sighted. Hostile faction leader discovered.
Your foundation doesn't have the planet name. I guess that would be in here. Maybe. No, that's all A and I information, not planet information. Well, we got it to generate, so I think that's okay. Oh. You're a function, you're a function. 114880. It's kind of a feature thing. What have we been doing so far? Explicit planets. Well, that was listed as a bug fix. I guess there was no change in base function. That's the other question. Even though it's broken in here. Titan's easy. Okay, so if we actually had this stuff, it would be using the template. Well, no, there was template planet, but it had explicit stuff. Oh, and there's a starting planet, and then... That's the super complicated version. Yeah, because these define all their properties. Yeah, so this would get, this gets a little bit into this stuff, which means full support. So I guess there's only partial support. Only the first two objects, which probably means this stuff maybe isn't even implemented. Maybe we could look at the full thing. It's just, it's a very complex system. So they say the explicit flag should be here. If it's false, then it can selectively override things. Okay, so oh. And this is all still from random list? Yeah. So you're taking the thing that we did, that we selected, planet, index, get random in it, so it's picking viable planets. And you're overriding it with the thing itself minus the random list. Of course, I don't trust that this is actually a copy at this point. So we clone that. Now you see, the thing is, you'd like to not clone from random list. But if you delete it from the object, it might actually delete it. So what do we call this? We chose something. We have And then we want to say that planet is... choice is this, which is going to be what we're eventually going to be. We still need planet here. But you're assigning, not creating a new object. Oh, and then they're doing a clone deep of it after they... Now, yeah, those are attributes of that thing. These are all explicit, so we don't necessarily see the generator stuff in use. So as long as the base planets had all their attributes and then the thing just overrode that, it would probably be okay. I think it only had from random list, so there wasn't really anything else to change. So it might not still be perfectly implementation of the full base game version, because it's a lot of like, have we used it already? I guess they're counting on maybe it's picking this thing multiple times. Well, if we're done with this, and that's part of the way to this, but who knows what else is in there. The objects. Two for easy, 4 for normal. So I guess that's the 4 for normal. And easy is like only small, medium. Yeah, if you want this, just turn the mod off. Other one. Well, that'd definitely be different. I take my only one there. Yes, I did. I mean, that's still our only real test target. That might be more of a thing for the difficulty ramp. So this builds from templates. That's the min and max. Min and max of what? So there's some reference code. Starting planet, starting planet. Except planet config. We're using surface area, so that's probably what we're using as our scaling system. Okay, so that's that min and max. But we're looking at the number of players in the map. Oh, no, that's probably the number of players that we've assigned to the system. Now, I'm not actually sure how this is working with overhaul, because he might be completely replacing... Well, he's talking about compatibility, so it's interacting somehow. Are we actually running this? Okay, so system's loaded. That appears to be the big business. Okay, so create, generate. That config. So we have this players with a seed. Now I have to figure out where that's coming from. Anyway, system's loaded. Sys.sort. That would be a system surface area. So that might be this. Yeah, because that's a promise. Are you messing with players? No, that's coming from somewhere else. Oh, this might be system size? Math.floor. That's surface area. Maybe I've heavily divided that. Surface area. Total surface area. Planet generator radius. Oh yeah, we've made that some large unit. It's like square kilometers or something. Surface area. Oh, so probably this is the sorted array. Gigantic. And then where is the players coming from? So that's our sorted list of sizes. We're going to generate. Fix up planet config, assigns the surface area, systems loaded, generate. Candidates for each selection. So that's probably down here somewhere. Console.log, index chosen candidates.length. We're getting generate again. Candidates.surface area. 39 to 40 picked candidates.length. 39 out of 40. 10 out of 40, 22 out of 44. First bits and indexes. So we don't have we're not the config here. So players 3, seed blah blah blah. We're looking for a system of 1.5 to 12. So it's not a very, it's ordered, but it's not a very strict ordering. 1 to 8. Right, we only have a single number of players. 2, 6, 3 to 24. Well, this might be the next round. As we do our multiple generations. Synchronous clusters. This sounds more like GWAI overhaul stuff. So we're creating it in a sorted order. Okay, so that's the generate config. Config doesn't have players? Okay, so that is generate that. So the config doesn't necessarily have players? Yeah, so that's that generate. So sometimes it has player seed, sometimes it has foundation template. Planets. Pick system. Systems.length. Well, this is a function used elsewhere. If config.template, we do that. else pick system. So yes, it is not doing all of this stuff. Those are very, very explicit things. So these are probably calls in the same set, which begins with a Now we're getting a create. I guess there's a different call for these guys. So the player counts are probably more of a thing if we're looking at something like this. Yeah. So you've got an explicit player count. I have a surface area on here. Now you see, here's a 2 to 10, 0.5, 2 to 6, 2 to 4, surface area 2. Can I look for this and print it out if it's available? So these are the same level of things that have surface area. So that's mapping to surface area. So we could say if the system has a player count, then we just use that. So that's for the successful candidate. This is console log. Oh, this is pretty much just a console log, huh? I can't really sort by like min players or max players. In its array. Yeah, there's some undefined in there. Undefined is not a function. See, I don't think that changed. GW Galaxy. What? Is it just a console log? Or maybe all this is obscuring the... Well, so there's our minimum. 210, 222, Well, if these are sorted by surface area, that's... Well, these are only minimums. Some of them could support 2 players. And then the max players, no, that's the surface area. sort of follows it. So I guess you could say that anything with the appropriate player range would be a candidate. Oh, we're picking things by candidacy. We're changing the range, but we're not, like, hard picking it. Or forcing a strict ramp. So we could do this. Say that it's a candidate. All right, candidates, that surface area. You can read into it if you needed to. Unless I know which we picked by. Undefined, undefined, by surface area. Players 8, 4 to 8. Actually, it is showing it here. Generate. Players 7, 2 to 8. Players 6, 4 to 6. Players 2, 2 to 7. Players 5, 4 to 8. Players 4, 3 to 6. Players 3, 2 to 4. Players 6, 2 to 6. Scales its maps according to distance. I mean, it kind of scale according to distance. Two, 3, and 4. So the all their numbers we're getting from Galactic War AI Overhaul. Yeah, okay, so maybe that's part of the problem. If you're only getting 2, 3, 4, we would never be able to see some of the larger maps without other mods. I mean, we've still got ranges, but... Oh, and now I say that we don't know how many players the system is going to throw on there, but it's told us how many players it's going to put on there. So our surface area ranges 4 to 32, 6. Oh, it was a system designed for 2 to 10, so that should be fine. Actually, where's your list of... Well, there is one really big system in here. Presumably it has a player count to match. And we could have sometimes generated it before. Although 13 is already pretty big. But it's probably got a player count on it. Well, I mean, maybe it's some huge map. What are you? So we're already sorting by that. Actually, that will work in this case. We can just open it up. Error? We have an error? Oh. So last entry, 10 to 10. Oh, so that means it would only generate if there were actually 10 players. I don't know. Do you ever do that? You don't. I don't think the ramp does either. So we've been assuming that number of players in the base game varies with difficulty. I mean, the number of player in the system might be a better sense of what it's intended for. I think my concern about using the player count is that the systems with wide player counts are simply going to show up more often. Oh, no. This is the number of estimated players initially. The player can get assistant commanders. So we don't know how many players we're going to have on here. So maybe it would be useful as a sorting function. You cannot do selection based on it. Combat selectable. Yeah, that would be an attribute. And then if you're figuring out modding, then yeah, I can definitely see that. Because I think that's just a unit attribute. Of course, if I was doing a new mod for that, I mean, I used to have good infrastructure for it, but I haven't used it in a long time, so it might take me a little while to figure out how to set up that kind of little unit mod. Once again. So he's arguing for using players as the... I have fixed an incompatibility glitch added with Galactic War AI Overhaul and shared systems. He has some other ideas. I'm considering if this makes sense. Well, he's speaking specifically to distance. I've only been doing it based on the number of players in the system, which the base game uses as part of its difficulty scaling. So this would say distance. Do we even have a concept of distance at this point? We might have to do something that would add it to the config. Not in here. Yeah, and I'm mostly out of modding, so it's pretty much just maintenance stuff at this point. You don't have a concept of distance. System.distance. So the cards are doing some stuff with it. GW star might be defining it. Star percent. Loader. It's getting template loader, so there's the function. Then star generator, so star system templates, which has already been called config.content, config.use user system templates. And we're basically replacing, this thing is choose star system templates, essentially. Oh, no. Oh, shared, so small clarification. This is shared systems for Galactic War, which lets you use map packs and the shared systems for your planet selection here. I'm not working on the mod that's used in multiplayer lobbies. Well, and system editor. Sorry, I was using some shorthand there. Oh, no, actually, you said mod for Galactic War. You're good. No. So we're probably ignoring, yeah, we're just ignoring that flag. Content. That's probably Titans. And then the config where we were looking at players comes in from generate. Okay, so that returns generate star system templates dot generate players seed. And that's, but this is probably actually coming from GW AI Overhaul in this case. All we get is players and seed. What does ramp do? So it's its own little mod file. Mod info, which loads into GW start. This is GW Galaxy. Model.makeGame is probably what we override. Okay, we are not doing choose star system template, so this is either happening before that, which is setting the number. No, this is star system percent. So this is players. So I might be overwriting this players actually. So this is saying this is a separate calculation for how many players we're going to have. Is that GW Galaxy? GW Galaxy. That's a meta character. That's the only place that number occurs. So does that kind of get put into the planet somehow? Which then gets used to make the AIs in standard? No, you don't even mention players. No, it's minions, not team info, personality. Yes, there's all that stuff. Yes, this is like overwriting a whole bunch of stuff. How do I pick how many? It's kind of hard to pick out the number. Maybe they all count as minions. Powdist. Yeah, or random chance to stop. Yeah. So how about it's a boss.minions. Num minions, math not floor, worker star distance. Yeah, because they're more of a constant thing. There's no randomness to it. So that's deep in this stuff, so I don't even know how I would override that. Well, he's saying use number of players to change based on distance, but we don't have access to distance. we would need to have access to the star or some kind of distance. Yeah, so that would be a much larger project to figure out where you could even get the distance information to this stuff. Because, like, this is a monolithic operation. Now, wait a minute. Generate, config. Okay, so it calls generate for each. Star system templates.generate for this configuration. Star.system, star.biome. Yeah, so you'd have to be able to edit this thing, which is deep down. In build. Which is probably the thing that AI overhaul is overwriting, I would have to guess. UI main game. So that's actually a hard override. From the looks of things. Don't adjust by max dist. Yeah, so don't even do a players. You just say star.distance. Which, if that's a number of steps, so maybe he's using that to try and pass stuff to the system rather than to, but calling it players for compatibility. So in the Galactic War AI overhaul scenario, players does correspond to the distance. Which probably means that as you do larger galaxies, you're going to get really insane player counts. That's on medium. Players. Player 0, 7, 8. Is it really not that far out? Oh, I'm not actually running AI overhaul. I don't think. No, I did install it because it was interacting with that. Reset to here. Let's try and get only that. Nope, reload clears it. 10. So that's not actually the number of players. So selecting players, and that would have been silly anyway. So it looks like it's roughly a restart point. Huh. So even on that, we only get like 10 for distance. Which we are using 7, 7. Four, 16, 5 is 20. 9, I saw a 9. Up to 36. Alright, it's times 4, so that'll be up to 40. And it's what, like 0.5? So distance 8 is minimum size 4. I picked an 8. 5 to 40. Huh, but there weren't good candidates for that. No, it's a 2.5. 4, 8. 4, 10. Player 0, 0. Oh, yeah, actually 0, so it just punted to the next. So he's saying scale by number of players rather than size of system. I guess that would be maximum players. Which I think in a lot of Marshall systems are just like 10. Which is the maximum lobby size. I guess you could like sort by max players and then by min players. The problem is, we don't know the range of the player values we're getting, depending on what mod we're... Depending on what's feeding us that player value. Alright, so that's just dev. That's a bunch of console logs. And did I actually undo this and just not save it? Oh, and I deleted a character somewhere. Well, we're going to toss that anyway. I probably want that actively selected. And if it disappears... I'll actually publish that later. It's GW. It's not in here. And then... right, it's still in U. Oh, did I open another one? No, you're there. Did I open two things in my own folder? Now I need a new console. All right, so this is probably published one. Local file system. So they're saying, okay. So they changed something in the HTML that changed how I was interacting with these elements. So there's probably going to be others. Or in the default CSS. These are fine. I'm going to actually need to reference that CSS. It's going to be settings of some sort. Probably just a block here. Div class, subgroup title. I wonder, maybe they changed it to be like actual titles? Yeah, it did not appreciate the, oh, it really did not appreciate the scaling. Jeez. Is that you? So a standard one is a div class subgroup title. There's a div class subgroup top. That's a, no. I guess I can't do text, I have to do the element. Div class subgroups title. Okay, so what they changed is that, well, there's subgroup title. So they added a sub. No, that's the overall container. That's the other tabs. UI, form group. Okay, subgroup top, subgroup title, subgroup top. Oh, and then these are, well, these are subgroups, but they have no titles. Oh, you know what? They don't have these little major subgroups. That's the thing we added for mods. Well, there's active product and there's user interface. There's a sort of a thing in here that's a better example of, well, these aren't full width. Subgroup title. And then this is a div class subgroup items iterating over its contents. Now, subgroup items Well, maybe keybind is what's defining the white right there. So either like a subgroup items, or because like subgroup top I think was just like this one row. Oh, maybe subgroup top is to create some different spacing in relation to this. Unfortunately, styles are busted in the debugger. I've got some metrics. Your subgroup top, your subgroup top. Top is a separate style. Main game. That's probably down to most stuff. I don't even know what screen.css. I'm looking for the rule for top. Armory.css. Is there like a settings.css? No. Well, how about what was it called? Subgroup. Might be in the same area. Subgroup.top. Border none, padding top 0 pixels. Subgroup, padding top 10 pixels. Border top. Oh, for the little line in between. Display flex, flex wrap, flex start. Subgroup title. Font size, background, font weight, padding margin. I'm not sure how to define a subgroup. Okay, so a subgroup items is a flex wrap. Subgroup is a flex wrap. And then subgroup 2. So maybe we didn't have subgroups but when I first did this. Instant sandbox system. Okay, so we've got the mechanically produced. Group.append, subgroup title. Group.append. Oh, maybe the titles are not in the group? UI. No, the titles are Yeah, the titles are separate from the groups now. Option list UI form group. So we don't do this in group. Okay. And unfortunately, setting template. Instant sandbox settings. Oh, it's the group, entire subgroup that gets the top. Because I haven't done... So they're doing lines with everything. Language, GUI size, build bar. That's all kind of icon stuff. Order previews, build previews. It's a little bit separate. And this would be subgroup top to lose the line. Play, action, landing. And if I wanted to get fancy, I could break up the groups, but that would mean doing it manually instead of using the settings. I could perhaps, since we're... I could do that one as a separate group. But I mean, really, it kind of fits into this grid nice enough. There's probably going to be other mods that have this. But that's the one I can see. All right. It's the active one. It's 4880. I've not fixed up this. Date. Alright. It's kind of getting lunchtime, but also I'm just curious if we could just get lucky. Now, I've done a whole bunch of reloads and back and forth here, so I don't know. Speaking of settings, what are we on? Oh, because we disabled it. We disabled it. Which means we need to go back to, okay, so we're on dev. Local. Spectate, start, landing anywhere, idle, sandbox system. I get some of this is just how reproducible is it? Generating planet, starting game. So that one started. Now we've been turning mods on and off and all kinds of stuff. And reloading pages. publish game. All right, do I have any indication of a server running? Planetary Annihilation only has one process. Yeah, the coherent must be somewhere else. There's a bunch of coherent UIs. We had 3 processes. Server might be counted as a background process. Oh, a bunch more coherent UIs in background process. Oh! Isn't that interesting? Maybe it really is a startup thing. Now we're on to starting game. Okay, so now we should be able to actually see the process. Something not coherent. Okay, the server is under Planetary Annihilation, so we know how to find it if it's there. I have a theory. So let's see if that region's fail comes back by itself. I didn't time it last time. Last time we did like a whole bunch of stuff. We never actually started a match. And I had to close it down for trying to fix the file stuff anyway. So we still don't have a region's fail yet. What if it's just a reload? Loading systems, generating planets. Starting game. Okay, so a reload and or waiting is doing it. Maybe it only prints it out if it's in the middle of something? Okay, start game, completely blank print. Oh, and I've still got a killer ion. I wonder if mods have something to do with it. Yeah, we got stuck at publish game before. So that would be another little experiment. Active server. Publish game. So I haven't seen that region fail again, but it's an interesting thing that could affect And I need to get it again to get the exact text. Regions fail. It is in the start scene. Request regions. It has a timer. We haven't really done authentication. But that's a set interval, so that's always happening. Well, it's always happening when... okay. I just thought it was interesting that that's like an error that showed up, and... You know, that's something that would... And it's always the first run that fails. Well, yeah, that's not an unusual scenario. Okay. I just was looking for stuff that would be, if it had some precondition on this returning before it would start. Self.ubernet regions push. Yeah, there's not a whole lot happening here. It does reset ubernet regions. Observable array extend. Well, that'd be the array itself that got extended, not the content. So I don't think this would change it. So we know it's sitting stuck on publish. Let's see, is that game or start? Oh, there's published game. So start is probably interface to the start scene. Bootstrap set. Oh no, well, bootstrap. Requires start. And we are hooking into a lot of things. So that's going to give us the button and stuff. So system game, dialogue. I forget what I was doing with PA stats. There is some region hooks in here. So maybe it doesn't matter now, but it sort of did at the time when I first built this. That's cont. Region setup continuation. Original finish region setup. Model.finish region setup. Self.finish region setup. Is Ubernet region available? Yes, this might be something that has ceased to matter. No region in settings. Maybe. Ubernet regions.length. Selected region. If not, is the empty array... This might be some copied code. Yes, this might be a little bit of code rot with respect to some of the base game changes. It is definitely something that broke at a certain time. Publish game. Okay, so we're not hitting that. Okay. We're not hitting that particular escape or short circuit. All right, so start. We're hooking into some region stuff. It's really the publish process. Game.publish. Instant sandbox enabled. Start instant sandbox. Model.use local server. Oh, okay. So yeah, we've got the thing for select region. If use local server. Okay, that's a check on there. If use local server or there is a region and a region available. Okay, is this... okay, yeah, that might have to change. Then start instant sandbox, loops back to itself. Okay, so the region would all be up to this point, which is all before... Okay, that's just not a timer. Publish game, making sandbox. Text status, publish game. So we get up to that point, and it's the next step that something never happens. Publish start game. So dot publish, reset. Remove handlers, reset game state. Ready process, config process, sim ready, client ready, mods ready. Oh, some flags not come back. What's mode? Active content. API.net.start game. API.net.start game. That's for boot. So that might be from the actual API. But I'm not getting a failed. And that's the only thing that happens here is API not start. Oh, I do pass it a region, I do patch it a mode. Although it's showing local. Mode PX region local. Okay, so it receives both of those. Function apply call console log console arguments. API.debug.log. Well, that's not super instructive. That's where all of that stuff is coming from. You. Are you down a level? API.net. Yep, shared. Start game. It received the parameters local API debug data, so it got no data? Is that what we're seeing? There's also this, which I don't. Now I need to know which of these it is. No, this is not the. This is my formatted copy. UI. Yeah. So the only arguments to this are region and mode. Result when prefix is blank. Well, if that's a 1 on this, then okay. Then that's actually expected that this is the blank string. Local server dot start game mode self local multi-thread data. And I don't think we ever see this call. So this makes sense. We get that. Well, are we actually going through here though? I mean, it's explicitly blank. And then this is from our result. Prefix blank, that's that. So it doesn't seem to come back. Local server start game. And we observed that there was, oh, it's got a bunch more coherent processes under it now. Interesting. So data is the prefix, which is going to be blank. Mode is the argument. Local multi-thread? No. We can just do that entire thing. Local server start game. Suspension config. One of the things was actually a blank string and undefined. So is that any different? Publish. Aha. That's different. That's different. Oh, no, this is me. Go multi-thread. Ah, that introduced a capital change. I would say that only cares about that if you've done a mixed case. Local multi-thread. KO observable extend. Session. Use local server multi-threading. So that's your own observable. It's tied to a session variable. Well, session does get reset. I don't know if it's every scene. No, that would be on a browser launch. So you're reading it. That's my debug. Wait, is that local server load save? Net load save. Oh, okay. If it was a remote save, maybe. So that's the only thing using this variable. KO observable extend session. What sets that? Oh, but then this is a different name for it, perhaps. Threading rule subscribe. Wait, use local server multi-threading rule. Subscribes to use local server multi-threading, and then use local server multi-threading. Oh no, it doesn't subscribe to it. It calls it with rule. Which would change it. You're a function? Oh, that's making sure this function changes when that changes. Self.local server multi-threading setting. So something somewhere in this process triggers this to reevaluate, but it does not reevaluate by itself. So if this function runs, it should return true or false under all circumstances. This is in the start page. Oh. I wonder if KO loads the session variable. Well, it's supposed to subscribe to changes in the session, right? That's part of the point. But maybe it just saves back to the session. Well, that's a timing issue. The timing, Well, there's this stuff, and well, there is use local server multi-threading. No, use local server multi-threading. Multi-threading rule. Oh, she's right there. Okay. So console.log. Start bind to threading. That's exactly what I'm concerned about. Threading rule. This should all be synchronous, so this set isn't going to matter. Okay, so yeah, it's not doing any hooks. Yeah. And then in API net, well, this is directly in this object, but it's going to be approximately at this time. I guess if I wanted to check the value of it, I actually need to go back to the end. I need to go back to self. Yep. From memory, the only way recently in setting, yeah. So this was self dot use it wasn't the same name. Local multi-thread is your version of it. And then in start. Okay, so there's that your bind. This gets overwritten here. So that's going to be the effective value. So it's this local copy. Use local server multi-threading. Go that way. I can't see if it's rule. Oh, no, there we can. So I suspect this is a clean session issue. One of them grabs undefined, and undefined is not a correct value. And normally you can't run from this page directly, so it's not an issue. Something comes along and sets it. Threading rule, true. Is API net threading setup? Yes, that's way early on, before this has come along and reinitialized it with the threading rule. So I guess the way to fix that is to say, to write to the local multi-threading in API net using the current value from start, or make a new thing from session, or just grab the session variable. Oh, the two-way binding, yeah. Yeah, so this is sort of a bug in main, but it's an irrelevant bug because nothing else starts a game from here. And the sun is reflecting into my eyes now. Well, it sort of exists. I don't know how good it's working. I don't know if we want that particular solution. It's just a question of where do we put the hooks for this. So start has access to the start variable. That would not give us a nice little game module that, kind of did everything, but... Oh, I also had something in start game. That was there before, and then I was... Well, we might want to keep that one for verification. Publish start game. Model.lobby ID. Maybe I am assuming start. Okay, api.net.startGame. We set up mode, we set up config, publish game. Show api.net.local multithread. Set that KO thing to model. Use local multithread. I could even call use local multithreading rule just to force it to recalculate. Multithreading rule. Okay, so that wasn't sufficient. We didn't get that blank line either. Does that mean that one thing didn't come back? So it didn't, yeah, it didn't even go down and call. So was there, oh, you know what? That may have been in a promise setup, which tends to swallow errors. Publish start game, publish. By yourself inside of a promise. Start instant sandbox. Okay, mode, region. Let's do... Yeah, so something's swallowing an error. And I have to figure out which of these it is. I guess I just need the game up for that. So we could just say true for one of them. Okay, so it was the... I need to get it, and I guess it would be stuck there, and then see if we actually have, if model is what I think it is, for one. Use local server multi-threading rule. All right, well, since this is going to be an outright bug, it's not going to matter. Oh, maybe I typed it right that time.
Choose start point.
All right, and then I had a local mod to API net. It was another API debug. All right, let's see. Well, we'll see what the difference is. Okay, so we had this commented out, this is new, that is new, this is the patch. That was debugging stuff. And this did not have. Oh, I also changed spacing. And we've not published this yet, so it's all going to be just 2 patches. I guess we should turn this off now. We do want to switch. Oh, no. Wait. I haven't hit save and changelog yet. Oh, that's right. There's something weird with this version of the terminal. Or the shift key doesn't work. Let's see. Well, it's not really API not start game. It is local server start game. Start game. API.NET module loaded and got undefined value from session on start. The start scene updated it to a valid value later. Oop. maybe that's part of the problem. The way that this echoes. Did that actually? Yeah, that says 2 files changed, reinserted. I did turn on like a prototype console because there was something else that was like really broken when I tried without it. I know, just kind of a no deal without that. All right, so I need to get that tagged and published later. Meanwhile, I need to eat lunch. Let's see what's going on. That's what I'm usually on. Not a whole lot that's super closely related. Well, ArcCult is working on learning some Rust. That's a language that comes up a lot. I haven't really exactly put it on my own list yet. I forgot someplace cool to hang out. Someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye, and until next time.